Great morning. It is Monday morning and we're getting ready to get started here. I'm Michael Jeff and welcome to the channel, the Yoga Lounge. And we're going to start out by doing some basic asanas today. And so one of the premises that I want to kind of stress today is getting ourselves into the flow for the week. Means it's the first day, second day actually. So this is Monday. And so we sort of, in our practice of yoga and doing asanas, we set forth the motion for the day. We perceive this is the person that I want to be. I want to be balanced and centered in such a way that I want to perceive every situation, dealing with every person that I come in contact with in a right kind of a way, into a smooth way that makes everybody feel good, and including yourself, and you feel calm and centered, and you have a sense of centrality within everything that you do, a sense of calmness, balance, equilibrium, and what have we. And this is what we're trying to establish as we begin our, in this case, as we begin our day, setting forth into the week. So let's begin, and let's just take a few breaths. So feet nice and comfortably apart. Let's lift the shoulders up, and inhale, roll the shoulders back. Making yourself feel at home wherever you are, becoming the best self that you can be with however you feel yourself. Not how somebody else feels you, but how you're feeling yourself. Take another breath. Roll the shoulders up and back. Into Tadasana. Nice breathing, deep breathing. Coming into the moment. Lifting up, rolling the shoulders forward and down. Lifting up, rolling forward and down. Slowing down. Bringing the mind into the present plane of focus. Clearing the mind of all extraneous matter and thought. Letting yourself be just who you're feeling. Watching the mind as it starts to take off and go in every single direction. Bringing it back to the moment. Slow down. Lifting up, inhale into tall mountain. Nice deep breaths. Staying focused. Exhale, arms down. Lift the left arm up, or whichever one, and look down towards your foot, kind of arch over to the side just a little bit. Probably looking down at your right foot. Just like that. Pointing the palm down toward the floor. Exhale, come up. Arching over to the opposite side. Kind of a variation of upward facing salute. And exhale. Release, bringing hands into prayer. Opening the arms up, lifting the palms facing the sky. Bringing the hands together, bringing the hands down into the chest, taking in the energy into the Anahata chakra. Breathe. Release. Feel that surge of energy coming into the body. Make a fist even with your hands. Now relaxing the hands. And shake out the legs a little bit. Being just yourself. Noticing that the mind might be a little bit clearer than when you first started. So always marking your progress, noting that when you're making mental notes, when you're seeing yourself a little different, that means you're improving because you're getting better. When you start to see that, hey, I've improved since the other day, I'm feeling a little bit different with that last asana. Okay, so let's go ahead and sit down and we'll do a few seated postures. And what am I trying to do here? I'm kind of moving back and forth. All right. I think it was because my cord I got a little stuck there. All right. Here we go. Okay, let's sit down into Sukhasana. All right. Bring the hands onto the knees like this. Feeling nice and relaxed. I'm going to try to... Hopefully you can all see me, that I'm nice and well lit enough. I like to keep kind of a dark, kind of a feeling, kind of keep the mood of... A lot of teachers tend to keep it dark in the classes because it kind of elevates the mood. Sometimes the light can be kind of obnoxious to some people, especially fluorescent lights. All right, so the hands are on the knees. And we're taking breaths, and let's go into Ardha Matsyendrasana. Bring the left hand onto the right knee, looking back toward the hand, planting the hand behind you, looking back toward the fingers, and breathe. Relax the shoulder and back, and breathe. If it's too straining on the neck to look back at the hand, just bring the head forward a little bit like this. The back is nice and straight. And a couple more breaths. In the spinal twist, sometimes they call it. And let's go over to the other side. Alrighty. Looking back at the hand, relax the hand gently on the knee. The right hand onto the left knee conversely, and relax the shoulder and back. Look back toward the hand. Ardha Matsyendrasana. If it's too strained, then just bring the chin a little bit forward. Otherwise, look back at the hand. Make sure this shoulder is nice and drawn in back and more towards the ground, not squinched up like this. And let's come back to center. Bringing the hands underneath the chin, lift the chin up. Looking upward, this is good for the neck. And bringing the chin on down to the collarbone, stretching out the back of the neck. Exhale. Fingers touching, clearing the mind, coming into the present. Bringing the mind back to the breath. Keep the breath going. And stretching a little bit forward. Let's just go down just a tiny bit, keeping a nice straight back. So these are just the very beginning poses for the week. Setting ourselves a great rest of the week ahead. And that's what we really aim to do when we do those few first postures of the day. Really connecting with the earth, surrendering, clearing the mind, so it sort of sets our path off in a good direction for the rest of the day. If you feel like you want to stretch further here, then please do so. Don't go down more than you have to. Always keep it balanced. Keep it easy. Keep it flowing. And come up, lift the hands up, and Arms out airplane fashion once again, and exhale. And let's just go ahead and shake out the legs a little bit. Notice how we're feeling. Make a mental note. Don't be afraid to be who you are. Don't worry about what the person in back of you is thinking if you're in a class, or what the person in front. Don't try to catch up. Don't try to keep up with the Jones. You don't have to. That's not what yoga is. It's just about... The one thing that people usually miss about yoga is that they think they have to be something that they're not and try to prove that they can do all the poses better than anybody else. But that's the exact point that they're missing. Sometimes we want to be the most humble and maybe the beginning of the beginning. We want to be the beginner. That's actually admitting more progress than thinking that we're super, super advanced. Because then we're in a position, we come from a place of learning. All right, so not a competition. So let's get up and let's just go through some of the standing postures. So get up nice, make a nice smooth transition up. Okay. And let's bring the right foot out 90 degrees, arms up airplane fashion. Keep the feet in a straight line. Shoulders in alignment with the knees, arms out. And let's drop the hand toward the foot. The back foot is in about 45 degrees. The front foot's out about 90 degrees. Look up to the hand and breathe. Nice even stretch. Always about 5 breaths in yoga. Most of the postures, just about all of them. Try to keep a straight line within the top of the hand to the bottom of the foot. Straight all the way down, and then straight all the way up as we exhale in the power of release. And let's shift over to the other side. Take a few moments to collect yourself. Take a few breaths. Front foot 90 degrees out, back foot in 45 degrees. Arms out, airplane fashion, relax the shoulders, drop the hand toward the foot, look up to the hand. Legs nice and straight if you can. Try to look up to the hand if you can. If the neck's a little sore, then just keep the gaze a little bit more forward like we've done before. More advanced, try to straighten it more. Try to straighten up a little bit as best you can if you're more advanced to get a better energy flow. But don't push it. Come out of the pose if you're too sore. Now let's come up, inhale, exhale on the power of the release. Let go. Let's take a couple moments moving right into the pyramid. Take a few moments here now, square off the hips, always the first step. Let's just put the hands on the hips this morning and exhale, bend forward. The back foot's in about 45, the front foot's out 90, looking down towards your foot. And breathe. You want to bring your hands down to the leg. Bring the hands down toward the foot. We always have a focal gazing point in yoga, focusing on a certain spot. Maybe it's our toes in this particular asana. And breathe. Inhale, exhale, lift the arms way up. Legs nice and straight. And exhale and release. Nice shift around. Square off the hips. Number 1 step. Number 2 step. Lift the arms up. Inhale, lift, and energize the fingers. And bring the hands back on the hips. Let's just stretch forward from the hips. Back is nice and straight. In all these postures, we keep the back straight, tending not to round the back, keeping the back straight. looking down toward the foot. The back foot is in toward the front foot slightly. Both legs are straight. You try to have a straight line between the front and the back foot. Try to deepen the stretch if you want. You can bring the hand resting on the leg down toward the foot if you want. If you need to come out, always come out sooner. And now let's come out and lift the arms up. Inhale and exhale. Okay, so we're just going to go into Prasarita Padottanasana. The Prasarita Padottanasana, the extended wide angle. I'm going to come out from this vantage point. Most of you will be straight like this so you can see the TV or the computer. So, hands on the hips, and for those that are more advanced, you're going to come down like this. For those of you that are more newer to yoga, you're just going to have the hands on the hips, stretching forward from the back. Take a couple moments, take a kind to re-energize. Make sure the feet are properly grounded, nice evenly spaced, a little wider here, about maybe 4 feet. Yeah, let's just stretch forward, exhale. Always on the descend, we exhale, usually on the inhale. So on the lift, we inhale. But here we're going down, so we exhale. And breathe. If you want to bring the hands down toward the feet, if you had your hands on your hips, if you had your hands behind your back and you were up here, then you just want to stay up there. But if you're down here, let's try to hold a couple breaths, and if you need to come up sooner or if you want to stay longer, then feel free to do so. Continue the breath, nice active breathing, very important. And a lot of power here, let's come up. And now you're going to really feel an energy surge as you come up on this time. Do it slow, modified, lifting, energizing, really feeling that energy come into the hands. Activating the body, visualizing all of the chakras, all of the nerves, into everything, bringing in that flow, bringing in that energy, getting into that day. Here we go. Take a deep breath. You can feel it, and then you get another energy surge if you want. So this is where you can really get into the adventure of it, and into the where you start to get into your mode, smoothing into that day as we prepare to move into the day with what we have to do. And this is the foremost and the most important part of yoga, is to set everything in motion. All right, here we are. Bring the feet back together. Let's do a balancing pose. Take a couple moments. Just bring the hands on the hips, and if you want to go into tree pose, it looks kind of like this. For those of you that are more advanced and want to do that, otherwise, everybody else just bring the hands on the hips, and I'm going to make sure that you can see my feet here. Just bring one foot, step it out a little bit for balance, and maybe lift it off the ground a little bit if you can. If you can't, then just keep the foot on the ground. And come down, keeping the breath going. And if you're in the tree pose, if you're not in the tree pose, then just bring the hands on the hips. My gosh, I was a little shaky on that one. All right, so here we go. All right, so I'm feeling shaky today. Try to lift the foot up a little bit if you can. All right, here we go. That's why we do the balancing pose. Okay, so, all right. Give yourself a nice neck massage, you deserve it. Let's go into warrior. Let's just do one warrior. Let's do warrior 2. I don't believe we did that yet. So in this one, Warrior Two, the hips are in alignment with the shoulders. And the shoulders have a nice even tone about them, so the shoulders are nice and dropped. So relaxing the shoulders, looking out to the fingers, energizing the hand. Bring the right foot 90 degrees over the foot. The back foot should be about 45 degrees in, looking out toward the fingertips. All right, so we get a nice gaze toward the fingers. Breathe. Keep the breath nice and active, and here is we're really calming the mind. Bringing the mind into center, thinking of nothing else but what we're doing. This is a very strength-enhancing posture, toning the hips, the legs, the back, the legs, especially the arms. You're getting a lot of arm regeneration and a lot of arm strength from this. Okay, let's go around to the opposite side. I hope the video doesn't cut out on me today. It's been things have been happening really weird lately, and if it does, then we'll just make it half a class and just go on to do final relaxation if I cut out a little sooner, but I'm going to try to get through this. So legs straight, now the hips have shifted in alignment with the shoulders, back foot 45 degrees, front foot 90 degrees, arms out airplane fashion. Look toward the fingertips, drop the shoulders, and knee directly over the foot. Breathe, look out to the hands. Energy. Clear the mind, relax the shoulders. You're bringing the shoulders down closer to the mat. You're visualizing the shoulders come down. You're bringing the energy up. You're uniting the two energies together. Really toning those arms, and at the same time you're toning the hips, getting a lot of hip strength in this, and a lot of legs, particularly for the legs. All right, and here we go. Yeah. All right. So let's come out of this and... Okay. And I can feel it. All righty. All right. So... let's come down to a seated position. Take a few moments to relax, and we're going to go into Paschimottanasana, I think. So, I think you all can see me. I'm trying to get... Nothing's ever perfect, so we're just going to try to do the best we can. So lifting up. And this one's really good for the back. Let's stretch a little bit forward, nice round elbows. Don't come down too far where you have to round the back, but keep a nice bend to the elbows. That means you're probably coming out to where you need to come. If the arms are too straight, that means you're stretching too far and you're putting too much tension here. So always pick it up a little bit. Point the toes upward. This one's really good for the blood sugar, for hypoglycemia. It's really good for calming the mind. It's really good for anxiety. It's sometimes called the pose of tranquility. You might want to deepen the stretch. You can hold this one a little bit longer sometimes if you want. Noticing that the back is nice and straight. Very good for the back. If you're too sore, then come out. And let's release. And for those of you that want to come into Baddha Konasana, bring the feet together like this and grab a hold of the feet. And let's see. I don't know if you can see me. If you want to, if it's too much for you, this is a bit more strenuous on the hips, then just come into more of a cross-legged position, kind of like this. So that's sometimes called the bound angle pose. And let's come into Upavishta Konasana. Now this is a little bit more intense, so you're getting more of a stretch. Now some of you might want to do it in a different way. You might just want to come down on your back like this This is more of a modified approach, and it gives more support to the back. Bringing the legs out. So some of you might want to do it that way, but just because for kicks we're going to do it this way, or that's the way I'm going to do it, and you can choose whichever way you want to do it. And stretch down, keeping the back straight. We don't have to come all the way down to where our chest is touching the ground. We can just come down in a nice evenly manner. Never push too hard. Never go beyond what you're really capable of doing. Listening to your body, knowing yourself, knowing how far you can go. When you're ever too sore, you always come out, always relax. Always holding back is better than pushing forward too much. So really learning, this is the one thing we really need to learn from the yoga practices, when to pull back and when to push forward. So when to work harder and when to pull back is a mark of our progress in the practice. Okay, and let's release. And let's go into, let's see. I introduced something last week, the Navasana, the boat pose. And for you more advanced people, you might want to go into the full boat pose. And if you're newer to yoga, then we're just going to start with this. So it kind of looks like this. Just getting the hands, and this is a very nice little massage on the stomach here too. Just lifting the feet off the ground. Kind of like that. For everybody else that want to go into the full Navasana, so we kind of start here, keeping a nice straight back. So first of all, let's plant the hands like this. So we give ourselves a little support. And this is for more advanced people only, or at least intermediate advanced. Only if you feel like your back is strong enough. Otherwise, just stick with the modified. So we're going to come up and we're going to grab. Well, if you can't grab, we're going to try to straighten the legs best we can, like this. If you can grab your feet and come up like this, then you're going to do that. Or you're going to be right here. Okay, and so I feel like I'm getting tired from that. So again, it kind of looks like that. I'm a little bit stiff. Oh my gosh. All right. And okay, so however you want to, if you're more advanced, do that. But if you're not, then just lift the feet off the ground. Okay, so let's go ahead and shake the legs out. And all right. How do you feel? All right, let's go and let's do just for the heck of it, let's go into Simhasana. Let's do the lion roar. All right. Let's do two of them. For those of you that haven't seen what the lion roar is, Simhasana, come out and pounce like a lion. So make a lot of energy with the fist. We're going to come out, we're going to stick our tongue, and we're going to roar, okay? So here we go. A lot of energy, and watch me first. Ah! I don't want to get too loud here. I don't want to wake up all the neighbors. All right. All right, a lot of energy. Make a fist. We're going to come out. We're going to roar like a lion. So a lot of energy here. Ah! That was fun. All right. And that, when you do that, it's a release, and it gets a lot of the stress out. Okay. All right. So, okay, grab a hold of the knees, bring them into the chest, give your roll from side to side, and we're just going to go back into final relaxation here. And I hope everything stays nice and balanced. Today, I hope everything is a balanced day for everybody. All right. that's why we're doing this. That's why I always do a few poses in the morning, or whatever I can do. Whatever I can do, even if it's this triangle, if it's the pyramid, or maybe it's just a forward, wide angle forward bend or whatever. Let's come in and let's relax this for a few moments and just take a few minutes to regroup. Hands out to the sides. Feel your heels connecting first. Feel your legs and your hips. Feel the lower back moving close to your mat. Feel your shoulders dropping on your mat. Feel the connection of your body surrendering to the ground. Let go, surrender. Watch your breath. Okay, for those of you that want to take a little bit longer, go ahead. Otherwise, everybody else, let's just roll over under our right side. Transitioning up, always kind of don't jerk up right away because that kind of can get dizzy, so you always want to make a nice, easy transition. Usually to the right side, kind of rolling over, making a pillow with our hands. And let's just come up and come into a seated posture, and let's just take a few moments. We're going to sing Om Namah Shivaya. So, if you want to sing along with me, fine. You can sing along with me. Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya. Ready? Here we go. Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya. Take a couple deep breaths. Breathe deep. Let go. Alrighty, have a great day. And whatever you do, and we'll see you later.